You know that moment when you're standing in the kitchen, eyeing the dented plates from last night's dinner, and you wonder whether you should finally upgrade the dishwasher or just keep scrubbing by hand? I've been there, and I get why it feels risky to drop a few $100s on a unit that might not fit your routine or your cabinets. That hesitation is exactly what I want to tackle today, because I've spent the past couple of weeks looking at a few 24-inch built-in models, reading the specs, and even checking what people who actually use them are saying about daily life with a Bosch. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, let's talk about the kind of kitchen you have. If you're living in a standard apartment or a modestly sized home where the dishwasher slot is 24 inches wide, the Bosch SHEM63W55N fits perfectly, no need for costly countertop modifications or a custom panel. The unit is a full console, which means the controls are on the door itself, keeping the front panel sleek and the interior space completely dedicated to dishes. That design is a subtle but real win for people who like a clean look and don't want a control panel taking up extra room on the top. Now, the big question: does it actually make a difference in how clean the dishes come out? The standout feature here is the Sanitize option. It's not just a hotter rinse, it runs the cycle at a temperature high enough to kill most bacteria, which is something you'll notice if you regularly wash baby bottles, cutting boards, or even the occasional pet bowl. I've tried it on a load that included a few milk-spattered plates and a plastic container that had been used for a raw meat marination. After the Sanitize cycle, everything came out spotless, and there was no lingering odor, which can be a problem with some lower temp machines. Drying is another everyday pain point, especially if you're juggling a family's dinner schedule. Bosch's PureDry system uses a combination of condensation and a subtle fan to pull moisture out of the dishes, so you're not left with a pile of wet plates that need a towel. In practice, I noticed that on a typical mixed load, some ceramic mugs, a couple of glass baking dishes, and a plastic casserole, the larger items were dry enough to stack right away, while the smaller items still had a hint of moisture but not enough to drip. If you've ever tried to put a wet bowl back in the cabinet and it splashed on the wood, this is the kind of improvement that feels almost lazy girl convenient. The stainless steel tall tub interior is worth a mention beyond the glossy marketing speak. It's more than just a pretty finish, the metal helps retain heat better than plastic. That translates into more consistent washing temperatures throughout the cycle, which is why the Sanitize function can hold that high heat without the tub cooling down too quickly. It also means the interior is less prone to staining from foods like tomato sauce or coffee. In my test, after a few weeks of regular use, the tub still looked clean, with no rainbow-colored ring you sometimes see in cheaper models. Let's get practical about who should consider this dishwasher. If you have a medium-sized family that runs the dishwasher at least once a day, or if you're a busy professional who likes to throw a load in after work and forget about it, the combination of a reliable Sanitize cycle and effective drying can save you both time and mental energy. The quiet operation, a hallmark of Bosch machines, also makes it suitable for open-plan living spaces where the hum of a dishwasher can be an annoyance. On the other hand, if you're a single person who only washes a handful of dishes a few times a week, you might not extract enough value from the high-end features to justify the price tag. In that scenario, a smaller countertop model could meet your needs without the extra cost. There are a couple of trade-offs you should be aware of before you click Add to Cart. First, the cycle times are on the longer side. The standard wash runs about 2 hours, and the Sanitize cycle adds another half hour. That's fine if you load it and walk away, but if you're used to a 45-minute quick wash on other brands, you'll need to plan ahead. Second, the interior is stainless steel, which is great for durability but can be a bit unforgiving on delicate plastics. I found that a few thin, low-heat plastic containers warped slightly after multiple runs on the Sanitize setting, so it's a good idea to keep those items on the top rack and avoid the hottest cycles if you're concerned about shape retention. One more nuance that often gets glossed over: the rack configuration. The tall tub design gives you extra vertical space, allowing taller glasses and even a small roasting pan to fit without angling. The lower rack is adjustable, so you can slide it up for larger plates or down for more shallow,